right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, so listen for the song from the sun tomorrow.
Oh, that's
Yay.
I will.
Awesome.
Hi,
Hi,
Debbie.
Debbie.
Hi, you
Hi,
guys.
Debbie.
Oh man, that was like, I don't know. That was just bizarre. I think it's streaming now. It says it's streaming, so we'll see. But I'm so sorry. That was so screwed up. I was supposed to do it simultaneously to three different places, and it got weird. I don't know. Anyway, hi, you guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
So I've been listening a little bit. It sounds so interesting. I started streaming, so I think that it's streaming. I know it's streaming now. I don't know. Some of it I stopped the stream earlier because it was too chaotic. So I'm thinking, so we're streaming now. How about if everybody introduces themselves and we start over?
We're streaming.
Okay, great. So, who wants to go first? Bettina, do you want to go first and tell us a little bit about yourself and what your, and also, okay, so that all you guys that are tuning in now, we're in a course together, all of us. We're all trying to raise our platform to start our businesses and our awareness and whatnot, and get our social media presence up. So we're in this great course, the Brand House, with some great guidance. But we found that we have synergy together. We're all into this energetics and wellness and light and all that esoteric stuff. So I thought it would be, plus we're all women, and girls need to stay together right now and help each other because it's a weird time. So I thought it would be really interesting to get everybody's perspective on what's happening and what they're doing in their own life and business and how they can benefit others with that. We all have the goal of benefiting others. So Bettina, why don't you start? Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh, thank you. That's, I feel like this is deja vu.
Don't worry about
So that's I always find that's an interesting question. I sum it up as a transformational guide and being the guide to bring people back to themselves and back to the greatest version of what's possible, peeling back those layers of conditioning, of stories, of thoughts that maybe have kept them limited in their view of themselves, and really inviting, because all our answers are within. We've been taught to go outside of ourselves for our answers, and it's actually when we can come back to our own self and connect back into our essence of what is here. So that's using intuitive energy work. I'm a breathwork facilitator, also a creative sound artist, using crystal bowls, and I have a rab drum and gong and other instruments, and finding that is very powerful as well. And yeah, then stepping into the brand house with Abel and Chaz was a beautiful opportunity just to see. For me, it was really getting brave in front of the camera, because that was the most horrifying place to actually be, or terrifying place to be, was in front of the camera. And I did the 30-day challenge in August, and it really helped to move the momentum of going forward and realizing it's okay, just be who you are, and the message will land with the people that are meant to hear it, and it's not always for everybody, and that's okay. And that's been part of the journey. I did have a wellness studio for the last 40 months, which I just closed at the end of uh, November. And when I opened the studio in September of 2022, I was there, decided that my mom had fallen and broken her hip. And I decided not to travel because, God forbid, what if she passed? So, well, I might as well do something. And I opened a wellness studio with doing all sorts of different things. And my mind was going, what the F are you doing? And my heart said, trust, trust, trust. So I did, and I proceeded with the studio. And at the end of the lease, my mind was going, keep going, keep going, keep going, you got it. And my heart was going, take a pause, take a pause. So that's what I'm doing right now, is I'm taking a pause, reconnecting back with myself, and seeing where that's going to take me. What's that going to lead to? I don't really know. It was beautiful and amazing. Made no sense to close it. It was successful, thriving. It had an amazing community. But it's really listening to the heart and trusting to see wherever that's going to go. I believe in empowering people, and this is a step towards empowering myself that will create a ripple effect, as we kind of talked about earlier.
That's great. What did you do with your in wellness? What did you offer? What kind of services did you offer?
Oh my gosh, we did sound meditations, sound journeys, crystal bowl meditations, Reiki classes, Reiki sessions, readings, art classes, bracelet making, ball classes, drum making. I'm going to say it was all sorts of different things that would come in and be. I'm going to say on the spiritual side, we ran a mystical market the last Saturday of every month, which was with readers and vendors. So where people could come in and get a reading, whether that was with a psychic medium, an intuitive reader, someone that did cards, that was absolutely amazing. So yeah, a little bit of everything of the different things. We had other people that came through and shared their voices and their music in the studio. And yeah.
Nice. That sounds great. So who wants to go
There's a
next?
lot of-
Angela?
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for hosting this. And I was saying earlier, I know it was your first time doing this, and I really applaud your bravery and your courage
Thank
to
you.
do this and to step out and be vulnerable, and it all works out, right?
Eventually, man,
So-
it's like my nightmare. Like you go live. Oh, only everybody will know.
But technology is and then we were talking about the energy portal, so I think there's a lot of crazy things, but just to even step out and do what you did is to me, it just shows so much courage. So
Thank you.
that's wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks.
So my name is Angela Orr. I live currently in southern Maine, and I am a pharmacist of 40 years, but I am now consider myself the holistic pharmacist. So I help guide and ignite women to really be and feel seen and heard. And I do that by guiding them to rediscover the power of who they really are. I believe that transformation is a science, and that the yogis knew what they were doing before we could prove it. But the great thing about transformation being scientific is that it's replicatable, and that you can learn it and teach it and help others to do that, because I feel like that's what we're all here for. And I consider myself the pill-less pharmacist, and I help people through the tools that I use and have to really help them to activate that internal pharmacy, because so much of what happens to women with the stress, anxiety, and just not knowing who they are, so much of that is from a lot of chemical, unregulated nervous system, which is really a chemical imbalance, and that we don't always need a pill to solve that.
Yeah.
We need medicine judiciously, but there's so many things that we can do on our own. So I'm a certified life coach. I'm a certified EFT provider. I'm a certified heart math practitioner. I'm a certified heart math stress and well-being assessment provider. I also have skills in Psyche, and I do a lot with meditation. I'm an avid meditator, journaler, and I actually also am trying to incorporate a little bit of AI into what I do, or help me, and then to really explore AI and consciousness.
Wonderful. Wonderful. How about Sophia?
Hi everyone, I'm originally from Bosnia, but I live in Florida. I'm right now in Jay Shetty's program to become a certified life coach, and I want to help people bring more awareness to themselves, release blockages, and tap more into their vulnerability and empathy, and to show the world it's okay to feel. And I've recently had experienced a lot of things, a lot of lessons that I had to go through and learn. And I started with the program about 3 months ago. I wasn't able to afford it before then, and my family was blessed with money, and that was the first thing I invested. After that, I signed up for another program that I'm part of. And after that, I bought modules for Creator College by Jewel New, and the last thing I joined was the Brand House about 10 days ago. And I very recently lost, I was mainly doing housekeeping, had my own business, but I lost my main client, and I just decided to borrow money and fully like go in fully into life coaching and building my social media. And I've been posting consistently for 2 months and having a lot of fun with it.
Oh, good. Congratulations. Sometimes life takes you in those unexpected directions, and they have to shut the door hard so that you don't go back to your old life and you're stuck. And that happened to me. I couldn't go back to my old life. I had to go on. And so it looks like you're doing that too, and you, Bettina. It looks like everybody like needed a pause. So that's great. Congratulations with that. It's a wonderful step.
I
Very
needed
brave.
a heartbreak. I needed a very bad heartbreak to me got sick, tired of myself, and I said, no, I'm no longer living like this.
Oh,
We need major changes.
oh, good. And Michelle?
Yeah, so my name's Michelle Morton, and I'm originally from Scotland, and I've been living in Alaska for 30 years.
Wow.
And I'm primarily a sound healer. I'm a trained musician. I came over to America to study drums and percussion. I did that in LA, and thought, oh, America is just a weird place. And people were like, no, the rest of it's not like that. You should go to Alaska. And I was like, what the hell am I going to do in Alaska? So I came up to Alaska, and I just fell in love with it. It's actually reminds me a lot of Scotland, and it's sort of like stepping back in time. You know your neighbors. Deals are done by handshakes. Word of mouth is paramount in my little town. It's a town of like 4,000 people, mostly fishing town. And I really like that. I like that. It's very personable. It's just you don't lock your doors, you don't lock your cars. My son leaves his car running. So I like that. And so I play the harp. It's one of my main instruments. And
nice.
I got into the harp because I had a miscarriage, and my daughter was 1.5, and I went into this really dark place, and I saw an ad for harp lessons, and I was like, well, I'll do that when I'm an old lady. And this little voice in me was like, no, do it now. And so I would drive 90 miles to the harp teacher, and over the course of a couple of months, it pulled me out of the darkness, and I got to experience the transformative effects of the harp. And I was like, that's it, this is the instrument for me. And so I studied healing harp, and I played in a hospice for a year, and I helped people transition. And I found I had a really good ability for that, sort of a strange thing to be able to do, but it's something I feel I can do. I can communicate with people through the harp and let them know it's okay. It's okay to let go, And so, fast forward, I'm an empty nester, and my partner left me last year. I lost my job.
Aww.
And I just went into this very big dark night of soul, had a bunch of Kundalini experiences, and just got into my own wounds. And now I've just really dived into sound healing. I'd studied sound healing as well, and I'm just being my authentic self, and I started channeling. I paint, and I was painting, and this book came up on my Spotify, and it's like, how to channel. And I was like, okay, I'll listen to this. 8 hours later, I'm channeling, and can channel music, and I'm just very open. I'm open to just about anything, and I want to encourage people to be their true authentic selves, wear the dress, wear the perfume, just go out, do what you love, be who you are deep down, but you've got that fear, you're afraid of being judged or whatever. So I see sound as like a way to take layers off people like an onion. You can open them up, and so they get a little glimpse into their true authentic self that's just a little afraid to come out because of all the conditioning. So yeah, like the rest of you, I want to empower people, primarily women, because I feel like it's women's time to rise,
Yeah.
And yeah, that's sort of me in a nutshell.
That sounds wonderful. And Dolores?
You're muted.
There you go.
Yeah, I was hitting the wrong button.
Hi.
Okay. Hi. I am in Newport, Oregon, along the coast. I'm
Ooh.
originally from Montana, so I really love Alaska and snow and things like that. Wildness we were talking about before. But I started doing my art after I got hurt, run over by a car. I had to sit there and heal for 9 months. And my husband said, well, why don't you take this art class? So it turned out to be collage. And I do collage with pre-COVID magazines only, because back in those times, it was so happy and creative. It's amazing the way the media changed. That 7 years ago or whatever it was. And so I use those because they're so bright and colorful. And I started, I realized that I was intuitively channeling art, you know? And so, like, I would pick up a piece and it would fall, and I pick it up again, it would fall, and I pick up again, I said, like, 3 times it falls, I don't use it. You know?
Okay.
And there's these funny things, like they'll say, okay, well, what do you want me to put there then? And I now, you know, after years, I have lots and lots of boxes of things that are cut. And I'll think of something, well, let's see, that was like a year ago when I was doing that other set, so that's in that box, third one down. So I'll go open it up and I'll pick it up, and there will be the piece that it said, go get this. And like, that fascinates me. You know, sometimes it'll take one off and it'll like float like this down the sky, and it'll go like under the edge of my bookcase.
Wow.
So I'll have to move like 3 tons of things to get it. You know, it's like, okay, so you don't want me to use that. What should I put there? So there's this communication. And so like, I did some for a show. On the last one I did, I finally realized that it actually talks. It's like they speak. And I told the story before, when a woman was standing in front of my pieces crying. And when we talked to her, she'd lost her job, her husband left her, she couldn't make decisions she wanted, her car just broke down, it was raining, she'd come in the gallery waiting for the tow truck. And she was looking at one of my early ones and crying and said, I see the possibility of joy. She said, I was going to go kill myself, but now I'm seeing if somebody could do something like this, then I can create my own life. So, you know, I made her a copy of it, and she has it now, and she's like alive and well. And so I said, what is this? And I channeled too, and so the guides were saying, it's called transduce influx. So I looked that up everywhere. I can't find it anywhere. It doesn't exist, but the pieces of words exist in other places. And it's like in recovery when you crash, you know, when you come to that edge where you are so emotional and turned roiled up, or, you know, like the images make you feel things if you open yourself to them. And then you get the chemical change of the emotions and the release. So that release is like the influx. So it's an input, a chemical change in the brains that you let happen. I mean, most people just walk by them. Generation X says, nah, they're too much work, I'm not looking there. So I'm looking for where they belong in the world, to give them to. I can see them in hospital waiting rooms, you know, places where people have to sit for a long time and there's nothing to do. And so anyway, I'm trying to find a home for my art, because it really isn't mine. And I just started on, I think it was the 3rd of December. I just found, you know, Abel laughing over the internet with his smiles. I mean, he just hooked me. And so I had to join, just for the authenticity, and their whole message is just so great. And
Yeah.
so I'm hoping they can help me with that.
Oh, I'm sure they
And
will.
I too, you know, you guys might like it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's interesting that everybody touched on the thing, like that we have that connection we all have guides, or whatever you want to call it, the connection to the universe and to whatever the source is. We all have that in whatever incarnation you want to put it in, but it's real, and everybody has it. Everybody does, and so it's neat that everybody has had at a point where the universe or whatever has pushed you to the point where it says, okay, you're going to do something different now. And it's scary. I mean, our age, right? We're not 20 anymore. Maybe you are, Sylvia, but we're like, you have to, like, we were raised to want approval. We were raised that things were a certain way. Girls did a certain thing. When I was in the 70s, when I used to make my own vitamins and stuff, my own herbs, I have this pharmaceutical place, a drugstore in West Hollywood. And if you go up these creaky stairs to the top and you knock on the door 3 times, a little lady will open the door and let you into a room where they have walls of these jars of these Chinese herbs. But you had to know the knock because it was illegal to tell anyone what a vitamin B did. You couldn't say the stress, you take this for stress, or you take this for this. You couldn't say that. So I had to sneak in, and they give everything to you in a little brown paper bag, and you would go out and you make your own herbs, and your own medicines. It's neat that society has allowed us to grow, and wellness pharmaceuticals are more mainstream now than they used to be. And it's interesting that, like, with the Reiki and all your sounds and the frequencies, everybody, the whole world, our whole planet is starting to wake up to the fact that frequencies and sound and patterns, they are all connected, and they're connected with ancient times and us. And also in metaphysics, I don't know how many of you guys have studied metaphysics, but there's like this cycle of life, right? And so we were in the Pisces, we were right here, and then there's this age of the golden age, or the age of Aquarius, basically, where it's this golden time where everybody in the planet is getting elevated. We're evolving, and it's an enlightening time where everyone is waking up now, and it's hard. There's conflict because the past mechanisms don't want to give up that power, but they're going to lose because it's time for enlightenment. So, but we're in that chaotic time right now. What do you guys think of all that? Anybody?
Right on. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a time of chaos between what we've known and what we're creating. It's before, I'm going to say, in the old way, it was about doing, just do, and get all these things accomplished, which we did. But then there was this emptiness when we realized that we had all these things, and there was still something missing. And that invitation, as you said, coming into the time of Aquarius, is that we're coming back into the space of our heart. And this really is in a place of being, where we can, and I love everybody how they're sharing, because this really is in this place of being, where you are that creator and bringing whatever it is that your heart is, guiding and leading you to bring that out, whether it's in art or music or holistic part, or in coaching, however that looks, in the transformation of all. And those old ways are falling apart because they're not serving the highest good. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing that there's this gap, this division, and I love it, like, even where we're coming together as women to show that we actually have this voice, because many times we did have voice, that or what we had didn't necessarily matter, and so that we were really coming out and saying, no, we do matter. And when we can empower one another, there's more than enough for all of us to succeed in whatever way that's going to be. Mm-hmm. We don't have this competition and different things.
I do other podcasts I started this podcast called By.Storytellers, because I'm an author and I wanted to empower other people that were authors and creators, so they come on and they talk about their works and we talk about life and whatnot. But I did one on AI with all the different platforms. I mean, it's Grok, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, and Meta, and I give them all questions, and they respond like a round table. And with Age of Aquarius and AI, they said the same thing. They said that it's a time for individuals It's really interesting that they're really jiving with everything that we're resonating.
Absolutely.
Who else has anything to say on it? Angela? You have something else to say about our time now?
I was just thinking that, we were talking about this actually before you, or when you were doing some other things. And it's just so interesting because I feel like you can actually almost feel the energy shifting. And I don't study, I haven't in the past as much of of this type of work as maybe some of the other people who are on here, but I have been starting to study that a little bit more because I realize there's, much more outside of science, right? Science is just one facet. And what I've been reading is that, and we were saying earlier, is that the period that we had been in, which I believe, Betnia, you said since 2011, that we're kind of coming to the end of that period and going into another, has been, really where we've gone through a lot of challenges, or a lot of, I feel like what has been is, it's been, and I've seen that not only for myself but for other people, like we keep coming up against these situations or things in life that really stretch us. Almost to a point where you feel like you're going to break. Like I had a home fire last year. I had to move out for 6 months, and that's just one thing. I started this journey into this area because of breast cancer diagnosis about a dozen years ago, which I'm fine. I'm a victor. My surgeon told me I was an uninteresting case, so that was perfect. I owned 2 pharmacies at the time, and stress was literally killing me. But anyway, so to now be moving into this next period, I feel like I can feel that change. Like even in the last couple of months, and it's kind of odd, when I joined Brand House, which is the program that we're all in, it was in November, and then I went away to a women's empowerment seminar or live event. It was a couple of days. Liberate Her Live. All about liberation for women. And I feel like I can feel this change in myself, but I'm seeing it in others too, which is really beautiful, that I feel like more and more people are open to the fact of, open to other things besides what you see, that, open to energies, open to frequencies, open to vibration, open to having conversations about these different things, open to, like we've been talking about, the different healing modalities. I see that so much. Like I still work part-time as a community pharmacist at one of the places that purchased one of my pharmacies. And it's just interesting because customers now are coming to me to not just talk about medicine, but what other things they can do. So that's
great.
really, really beautiful, and I love that. And I just feel like you said, we're really moving into a different age, and it's a really exciting time to be alive.
Yeah, it is. And it's nice that there are so many women supporting each other, because like 20, 30 years ago, women were more catty, right?
Yeah.
I have to take a drink of water.
Yep.
Now people are supporting each other, and it seems like, and it is fun that that all of us are trying to start these social media presences, and all of us are afraid of going on camera and goofing up. And my goop, the universe always does this to me. They always, whenever I have anything that my ego is too much, or I'm afraid of something, they just make it over and above. like I'm the comic relief. So when I started this thing, I couldn't just be a few minutes late because the technical problems. It has to be so that's just normal, but whatever. Michelle, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like more and more people are just waking up, and they're all seeking right now, and people are they're questioning their realities. What do you mean I have to work until I'm 65? They're like, when do I enjoy my life? Why can't I just do what I want to do and have this joyful, beautiful life? You mean we're born on this planet and we have to pay to survive here. I mean, what's that all about? You know, and I just see it all the time. More and more people, they're just seeking. And I've got a lot of people that come to my sound healings and they've never done anything like that before, but they're curious because they're not happy. They're seeking, you know, and I just love that. I love the fact that people that would not normally use, you know, sound or Reiki or whatever, you know, they're trying different things because they're just curious and they're desperate for answers, you know. And I just feel like there's a women in general are starting to really use their gifts, their innate gifts that are coming online and stepping up and being the leaders, you know, like not being in that submissive role anymore, you know, because they're just all it's our time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I love that. And yes, there's a lot of sisterhood on the planet now. And I love that. Women encouraging women and women healing women. And I just love it. Yeah, as Angela said, it's a really exciting time to be alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a friend of mine does Reiki and the sound, the bowls and whatnot, and they did a show at a church like a couple years ago. I was surprised that it resonated so much, and it made my contact lens had a problem with the eye, and it made it tear up and it healed it, and I could actually feel the vibration going through me. It was so cool. So frequency. They're doing studies where cancer is being killed by frequencies now. Have you heard about that?
Oh yeah. And you know, there's just so many studies with frequency, you know, like in operating rooms, they need less anesthesia. People need less pain meds, you know. I mean, it just goes on, and it's been documented for years, but it seems like the medical profession is really slow to catch up with it, you know.
You know, I studied under a grandmaster of Shaolin Kung Fu, Dr. Cam Yuen, for like 45 years. I studied under him. I did Kung Fu to begin with, but then he developed this whole technique called the Yuen method, where he used Qigong and quantum physics and things like that to basically, you're basically tapping into the energy, which our bodies are like a computer, so you tap into the energy and then our own bodies make the correction, right? So I've done that for 40 years, whatever, and I was in classes where somebody would come in and they couldn't raise their arm because of the pain, and he would just do something and then they're fine, like instantly. You know, I had things, and I've always been healthy because I've done his method for so long that, you know, I'm 70 and I have never had any illnesses or anything like that. And one time I was in a kung fu class, and I was trying to kick my leg up, and he had me do the method, and I kicked myself in the nose. Like it came so far, I kicked myself in the nose. But anyway, yeah, I know, I didn't. Anyway, so all that qigong and healing. I mean, I'm sure you've heard of other people that have done that kind of method where they have an illness and they use the energy. I mean, my mom taught us how to do it with light when I was little, and I used to see auras and stuff. So there's colors too that you could do. But this, it's just basically it's the same thing. So whatever thing you are into, the mechanism's pretty much the same, where it's just transferring energy or shooting energy in somewhere. And Dolores is here. And so what do you guys think of that? Do you ever use energetic healing in anything that you do?
I do.
Yes, but
I do.
excuse me, I have to go. I have another Zoom meeting I have to get to.
Okay.
But it was so wonderful to be here and meet all of you, and I hope we do it again. And thank you, Debbie.
Thank you. Yeah, we should try it again when I can actually know how to do it. It's really nice to meet you, Dolores. Thank you so much.
See you at Brand House.
Yeah. Okay.
See you, Dolores.
Bye.
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 How do I get out of here?
Just close your window. Close your browser. So, do any of you guys use energy in your work at all, or that kind of thing?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
Sophia, what do you do
I'm-
in Jay Shetty's class? What do you do?
So it's more so that I'm learning about like shifting good habits, like adding good habits, replacing the bad habits a little bit at a time. But I've been practicing like meditation, Kundalini, probably for 3 years, like almost every day. And also working on my chakras individually. Like I said, once a month, and go through all of them individually, like pay attention to them. Breath work is another one that I go through, Kundalini, like fire breath. And I use Jay Shetty's technique for a lot of things, where inhale 4 seconds, hold 4 seconds, exhale 4 seconds. That has helped me a lot. But I'm also like into identity shifting, quantum leaping. I listen to a lot of Joe Dispenza, and I go through his meditation. And in the last 3 months that I did massive quantum shifting, it's changed my life. I created like brand new habits. I've been physically active, walking every day. I've struggled with physical activity almost my whole life. So it's been like very beneficial, and I just tap into my higher self. Wrote myself a quantum letter, identity letter. That was a part of the program that I had to do for 30 days. So it's all about like being in your mind. And I think it's basically how you behave. It's also energy work, and what you eat and what you consume musically, like music wise, what you read. It's all energy. It's all coming in. Who you interact with. And I'm very observant, and I'm very careful, like when it comes to like everything around me.
Nice. Bettina?
Yes, no, definitely using energy, a combination of energy, Reiki, bringing in breath, sound. It's a combination of all sorts of different things to bring in that awareness and shift in. Whether I'm working with myself, it's this inquiry process that I go through to check in with my body. I believe the physical body is a messenger of something going on energetically. So if something's happening, ask your shoulder, what does your shoulder wish for you to acknowledge if you've got something there. Your body, I've done that with myself, I work with that with my clients. And when we can tap into that place, many times it's simply by acknowledging what's actually sitting there that will actually transform the pain or the emotion or the story. And many times it's keeping with, because our mind can create, or your mind's job is to keep you safe and protect you, and it says don't go there, don't open that, and etc. But it's actually when we know and feel that's what we're being invited, because we've been taught to go here. And it's actually the invitation to come into the body and feel whatever is here, knowing that all of who you are is welcome. Many times we want to avoid those things. We've been told this is good, this is bad, this is pleasant, those are unpleasant. But if we bring it all into the field of energy, it's all energy. We've separated it within ourselves, but putting it this or that. But when we see it as all energy, and that's like Nikola Tesla, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. What you said there, Debbie, if we want to know the secrets of ourselves, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. So it's the secrets of ourselves that are wishing to be acknowledged. When someone gets cancer, I say, thank your body, because your body's calling you home. Where was it that you didn't say no, or you couldn't take that pause, or you couldn't do all of those things, or whatever it's going to be? Your body's asking you to acknowledge something. So I see that as in the energy, but in embracing body, mind, and soul, because they're not separate; they're as one. If that makes sense.
Angela, do you have anything to add?
Yes, so it's funny because I was going to actually say the same verse that you did as far as Nikola Tesla. That if you want to understand the universe, you have to understand energy and vibration, because that is all that there is. Everything is energy and vibration, and it's just at different speeds or different quantum leaps. Anyway, so what I love about being a heart math practitioner is that using heart math, and I also studied Dr. Joe. I've been to quite a few of his events and stuff. But what I love about heart math is it's all about a coherent heart. And to me, it all starts and ends with the heart, because that's really what it's all about, is love, right? And getting back to that heart. And the heart, physically and in science and physiologically and everything, is the center of the body, right? I mean, like we were talking earlier about when babies, the first thing they hear is the mother's heartbeat. That's the first thing they hear and feel. But also in a fetus, the very first organ that's formed is the heart. And the heart directs every other organ system on when to develop and everything. So with heart math, it's all about going back to a coherent heart, because when you can have a coherent heart, you can have a coherent brain, because you can't have the coherent brain without the heart. So to me, that is all energy work, and it's a simple breath work that we use, in simple techniques that but are very profound, that really can change somebody's life. It's just amazing, and that's what I love about what that particular modality is, how simple it is. And it doesn't matter what modality it is. The point is that there's so many different things that resonates with so many different people, and that's what I love about this work, is that I just feel like everybody has their own unique take on it, but it all goes to help others, because that's what it seems like we all have, is that desire to make the world better, to make humanity better, to raise the vibration of not just people but the planet, animals, Mother Nature. And it's all about energy. And if we can find some way to harness that within ourselves, no matter what that is, that's the bottom line.
Yeah. Sophia, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, I have a call with a client in 4
Okay.
minutes, so I'm gonna have to leave. But
Okay.
thank you so much. It
Sure.
was wonderful.
I'm glad you came and
Yeah.
glad to know you and everything. It's nice. I wrote this book. I wrote this book. What is the meaning of life? You. I don't know if you can see it in here. Anyway, so it's basically how to use energy. I've learned how to, anything's energy, fear, grief, whatever. Bye. Is energy, and we just bring it up and then delete it, and it goes away, and you feel better. So it's how you manifest things, and I've learned all that. So I think I'll probably start a course on that, because I think you can release fear, grief, any kind of wanting. It comes down from wanting approval, wanting control, wanting to be safe, and you release those, and it releases your blocks, and then you can manifest whatever you want. So what do you guys know about that?
That's pretty cool. Well, yeah, definitely. Believe it. I'm in the process of writing my own book as well, called The Giant Onion: Peeling Back the Layers for Inner Transformation.
Nice.
And that's part of my sacred pause, because all my creative projects were sitting on the side of the table for over 40 months, and really just felt the call within to bring that out. I also have a program called Simply Breathe, bringing it just back to the basics, the 4-week program. And it is those keys, as you said, when we can come in and we can acknowledge those parts of it and see what is that fear, what is fear actually wanting you to know. And I see fear as feel everything and then rise. Feel everything and then rise into the potential, rise into the possibility that it can actually be something else than what we've been actually telling ourselves. But it's that part that's wanting to be acknowledged. When that grief is sitting there, what's sitting inside the grief, and bringing that into to your awareness, because many times we're not aware that we're carrying all this stuff. We just go about our life, but it's like when we can come back into ourselves with awareness, then that's when we can shift and transform that. So I love that you're sharing that too.
Thank you. Michelle?
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole manifesting thing. It's been a life journey for me, a big struggle. Just listening to the whole Abraham, and you've just got to get into the vortex, and you've got to vibrate the same as your desires. And I was like, how do I do that type of thing? And it's just been this journey. And just last year, and actually the last few months, I just got sick of being the struggle. The struggle was, I'm sick of struggle. I'm sick of being I don't want to be the single mother anymore that was struggling and being without and doing the jobs I don't want to do and putting myself last. And so I just decided in my mind, I'm going to be who I know I am deep down, and I'm going to project that energy out like I've already done it. And if I want to go to those sad places, I'll do it in a controlled way. Like first thing in the morning, I'll meditate check in with myself. And if there's sadness, I'll deal with it in like 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, just immerse myself in it, just wallow in it, and then send that part of myself love, and then raise my vibration up for the rest of the day. Because I've been finding that since I've been doing that, I've been able to pay my mortgage with sound healing. I've been getting, I got invited to play at Manifest in Hawaii. I'm meeting different sound healers. All of a sudden, the people in my life are not single mothers, they're healers. It's like I've up leveled. And so your vibration is just so important. But it's like trying to understand how to do it. It's like you have to, it's almost like you have to jump off the cliff of infinite possibilities and just have like radical trust. Trust that you're going to be okay, that you're going to have meals on your food for you and your kids, you're going to be able to pay your bills, just that radical trust, and trust that you can do it, that you're worth it, and that's, it's been blowing my mind, just if you put more energy into what you want rather than what you don't want, like the table turn just dramatically.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed by listening to all of you is everybody made a decision and then opened the door. You made the decision and took the step. That's one thing. And then something else I learned about, and with all the methods that I've done, is that if we, you wake up. I love how you're waking up and you're taking control of your day like that. But if you also understand that fear, grief, any of those feelings are just feelings, right? It's just energy. So if you bring it up and you love it and let it evaporate and dissolve, it's gone. You don't have to name it. You don't have to find out what it is. Just bring it up. And if there's something else, there's like a block or something stuck in you, you can feel a clutching in your stomach or your chest. You bring it up and you love it and let it evaporate and dissolve. And you just get rid of it that way until it's gone. That's how you get rid of any blocks, and that's how you can manifest anything. And that's the simple mechanism that everybody could do. So if you maybe try that, rather than wrestling with it, maybe just bring it up and let it evaporate and dissolve and see how that goes. I mean, everybody has their own method, right? So that's all fine. But it's basically the same thing, is that fear, grief, wanting, it's all energy. And if we just let the energy go, and you do that by either loving it completely so it just goes, or some people blow it up because you're pissed off, whatever the mechanism is, just let it go. And that's how you can get rid of the blocks. Once you get rid of the blocks, any decision that you have, and you're right in having it where you already are feeling like you already have it. That's the key too. I'm already doing this, and that's how I think all of you are going to be successful. I'm excited to that all of you are growing your platforms and growing your businesses. I know you're going to be successful. I mean, you already are offering so much to people.
I think to add what you just talked about, that's what they talk about with alchemizing, right? Or transmuting is another way. I just went through the part of the program where you had to read the book and pick out some things, and that was one of the areas that I picked, and it was all about transmuting. So it's all about taking that fear, that unworthiness, whatever that is, and to transmute it into something else. And I used to fight with it, I used to ignore it, I used to argue with it, I used to yell at it, I used to name it, and tell the bitch to get out of here. But what I realized is that I was putting more energy on that
Right.
than I was on creating my future. So one of the things that I do now when I get up, the first thing that I do is I have a journal, but it's a little bit different, and all I do is write everything that made me feel good from the day before. So I live my day, and nothing back goes, just anything good, and it's kind of like rewiring my mind and my brain. And now I'm part of the 5 o'clock club, 5 a.m. I stopped drinking like 6 years ago. COVID changed everything. When you were talking earlier about how the world has changed, or anyways, 2020 changed a lot of things, but in the long run, I think for the good. But I used to be a part of the 5 o'clock p.m. club, and now I'm 5 o'clock a.m. going to the gym. Every
Great.
morning I'm at the gym at 5 o'clock, which
Oh,
is
wow.
awesome.
That's
Yeah.
great.
And but on the way there, I actually practice giving a speech from on stage where I'm going to be in a year. And I
Oh,
just
great.
say my speech every, because I had a question asked of me. How much time do you spend on creating your future than you do on ruminating your past?
Mm.
And how many people really take conscious time out of their day to really create that future of what you want or what you desire?
Great.
And I have found that has shifted so much for me, you know, rather than having, and like you said too, I think making a decision like that, kind of throwing down the gauntlet kind of thing, like this is the day I made that decision and I was here and I said, I'm going to change. And then, but those are a few things that I have really helped me.
That's great. Yeah, I like that you're doing that speech every day. That's great. You know,
And every day is different. I
okay.
don't rehearse it. It's just, and what so I went to an event in Nashville, as I said earlier, in November, and I'm going next November because they're having their second annual live event. And one of my mentors, and so I just envisioned myself up on stage and talking about, she invited me up because of all the changes I've made in my life over this past year, and I'm telling the crowd about the changes that have occurred, who I was, who I am now, what I did. And I've actually, at first, it was really interesting because it reminds me, somebody said Abraham, so I like her rampages. So I thought, I'm going to rampage. That's what I'm. In the first couple weeks, like I didn't even know what to say. Like, oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so grateful. Like I just said stuff, and it just did not feel natural, and it didn't feel like it was free flowing at all, and it felt forced. But now that I've been doing it, like I've been doing it now a couple weeks and stuff, and maybe even longer than that. But now it's like, oh, I'm at the gym already. I have so much more to say.
Oh, great. That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's fun.
That's so neat. Yeah, I wake up grateful every day, and that sets my day. What do you do, Bettina?
Definitely, I do gratitude in the morning when I wake up, just for another day and just how everything. And then at the end of my day, I also do the gratitude of just what has unfolded, whatever I experienced, who I met, who I saw, whatever. So doing that, and then in that the transformation, kind of like what you were talking about there, I see it as like transformation, transmuting, that we are the alchemists. So we can take that. We're the one that created that thought, that belief, or the unworthiness, or I'm not good enough. And so if we are the one who created that, we actually have the power within ourselves to create something now that's in alignment and in harmony with ourselves. And it can be, I'll teach that. I'll say, what if you are one thought or one emotion away from the very thing that you're actually seeking? Because people will go like, well, how do I change? And they're working on all of these other things that can just simply be from there and changing into a new thought. That's how we can transform it. That's the alchemy right there in that moment.
Mm-hmm. They say that sometimes if you write down your goals and pick one, and then write down that goal, and then the steps that you need to do in order to get to that goal, and then do those steps. That's one way to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Gratitude is number one. I've started using that probably about 6-7 years ago, and it's made a difference in my life of how things have unfolded and more of a peace in regards to it. It doesn't mean that my life has been peaceful.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But it has found that there can be a little bit more grace that can be when those things go sideways, or etc. When my mom fell in 2020, in the fall of 2020, and broke her hip, I didn't even know if she would make it, if she was going to be alive. And when I was doing my gratitude at the end of the night, I asked to help see the blessings in this, because I usually say thank you for all the blessings that have happened in my day, and I couldn't see the blessings, so I asked for help. I said, help me to see the blessings. And within a couple of days, I reconnected with my two aunties and found out the family history, or a deeper part of the family history that I didn't actually know prior to that. And it was like mind-blowing. And that's when I could say thank you for all of that. My mom had dementia, so I would never be able to find that out prior to that. So it was it was very, very cool, and reconnecting with my oldest auntie and one of the youngest ones.
Oh, that's nice. It's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, has been fun. We should probably do another one maybe that's more organized in the future.
Oh, you did awesome, Debbie. Like, thank you for stepping in and taking that leap. And technology is a learning curve for sure.
Oh, man.
So thank you for the invitation.
Sure.
Yes, thank you for the invitation.
Thank
This was
you.
really, really beautiful and fun.
So what I'm going to do is I recorded this. Hopefully that'll work. And if it does, then I can isolate I can isolate this, and then I can isolate each of your channels so that you can take whatever you've said and use it for your own podcast later, or your own postings. You could break it up. Do you edit your own postings? What do you guys use to edit your posts?
Well, I'm learning. And
Yeah,
that's why I
I'm
said
learning.
I put a message in the channel or the comment that you made, and I was like, what software do you use? Is it Riverside that you use to edit?
No, today I'm using OBS, which is a program to shoot everything, which is a pro program, and I use Riverside, and I also I'm using something else. But to edit the post, the easiest thing to do is to upload it into Canva. You guys have Canva?
Yes.
The easiest thing. Riverside is okay, but you can't do certain things in Riverside. Canva, you can upload the whole thing, and then you can cut it into however you want. You can add graphics, and they have a whole bunch of templates you can use and things to animate it and make it snazzy. So I would recommend going into Canva, maybe getting a Canva Pro subscription if you want to use that.
I have one.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
just
have one too. And that's amazing. That's
Just
amazing.
upload it.
I did not know that.
yeah, because you can make it vertical or for YouTube, and you can. I sometimes will duplicate the video, bring it in to the template, duplicate it, and then you can like move it around and shorten it, and you can just edit. It's really easy editing. It's not as meticulous as like Premiere, because I'm a graphic designer, so I have all the other programs too. But Canva is just really simple for posts. That's what I would recommend.
That's like awesome. Because I've got Final Cut Pro, I've got like
Yeah.
Redman, I've got like all of these things, and they're just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And,
It takes too much time.
So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Canva is like simple because all we're doing are posts. If I have my podcast, I'll use something different, but for posts, it's easy. And you can change the
a
colors.
question on that. I do a lot of audio stuff because, part of this I did a lot of audio stuff previously because I didn't like to be seen. now I know that it's okay for me to be seen in the world, so I've really been working on that. So I have a lot of audio stuff and wanting to know how to work with that. Like, is that something Canva could do, and then bring like just a template of a picture or something?
Yeah, you can upload your audio track. You can also upload, and you can put in, they have photos, they have videos you can use, and they have other templates you can use, so you can see other backgrounds you want to use, or other footage that you can use. There's all sorts of stuff, and so you can put your audio track over it. If you have a video that you want to take the audio out of, it has extract audio, so you right click on that, and you can always email me or call me if you have a question, Bettina.
Yeah, no, that's
because
that's awesome.
You can just extract the audio and then use the audio and not the video of it too. It's really simple.
Yeah, but thank you. That's like, I'm almost gonna cry because I'm going like, oh my god, there's a way to do this. Like, I have 400 recordings on my phone and on my iPad and all over, and I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, and then I learned with Instagram, you have to, because I want to try to edit with the edits that they say, the edits app on Instagram, right? So the only way to do that is to post it, and then you have to download it to your phone, and then upload it and use edits that way, and then you can add some things on that. I don't know if it makes a difference if you use edits or CapCut, or if you just do it.
I do edits, and then I just download. Like, I video right in edits.
Okay.
So I do everything right in there, and you can do the splits. If you're doing the 30-day program, you'll actually find that how to do that with Able and Chaz. They'll show you how to do the splits, so how to move the things when you have a gap in talking. But you can do your recording, and I'm just actually practicing. I just downloaded all of these actually pictures to actually create some videos and different things through Edit. So I'm starting to play with it a little bit more.
Yeah, it's
I
all
like it.
new.
Yeah.
It's all
Well,
new.
good luck. You'll be amazing.
All right,
All of you.
Thank
All
you
right, well,
very
thanks,
much.
you guys. Thanks so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
All right, bye.
See you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, crazy.